Welcome in guys to where I recap every single NFL team for the upcoming 2023 season. We're back in the AFC South once again with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it was Doug Pearson's second year as a head coach, well, second year not as a head coach, sorry, but second year in Jacksonville with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They finished second in the AFC South, 9-8 team. In the draft, obviously, the last couple of years they've been a meme for having the first round pick. But this year they didn't have a first round pick. They had a third round pick because they did well the previous season. Anthony Hamilton, Anthony Harrison, Anton Harrison. Sorry, Anton Harrison was drafted in offensive tackle to Trevor Lawrence in the trenches. You got Brenton Strange, tight end. You got Tank Bigsby, Versal Miller, linebacker, Tyler Lang, defensive end. And you got Parker Washington, wide receiver. The additions that they brought in, they brought Campbell in at defensive back, and then also the other additions, like you still have Mosley in there as well. Not Mosley, yeah, you still additions you have in there. You have Agnew, who again he got injured, but again he did like 478 yards, 44 touches. He did pretty well. Jones as well. So you got some pretty good people on your roster. But again, for Trevor Lawrence, he had 4,016 yards. 4,016 yards in the NFL this season. 21 touchdowns, 21 passing touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Not a bad, really a good year for Trevor Lawrence. You look at it, doing over 4,000 passing yards. Justin Fields hasn't done that in his time in the NFL, but again, 4,016 yards, 21 touchdowns. Not a bad year for him. 21 passing touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Free agencies though, Calvin Ridley is a free agent, wide receiver. Trey Hedger, cornerback, and Tyler Huntley, a guard. Taylor Huntley, a guard. Points for, they was 30th. They had the 30th best offense in the league. Points against them, they was 17th out of 32. Not a bad defense, but again, they need more additions. They need an interior offensive lineman, interior defensive lineman, edge, and cornerback, and a wide receiver. But you look at the 2024 season, they have to be getting to a division game or a championship game. That has to be the goal for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're having Trevor Lawrence putting up over 4,000 passing yards in a regular season. You've got Tank Bigsby at running back, who I think is a good addition. You've got Trenton Strange, I think is good as well. Also, you need more. If you keep Calvin Ridley, I think he's a good addition, but again, you could improve on him, get somebody else in that wide receiver position. But again, you still need an edge rusher, another wide receiver to just help cover Calvin Ridley, interior offensive lineman to help in the trenches, and then on the edge. But again, you really need to work on more on the offensive side of the ball, because again, you're 13th. You have the 13th best offense in the league. If you want to be really contending, you should be up there in the top 10, top 5, top 10 to get yourself to become a championship winning team. But the goal has to be next year. Was it 4 or 5 now for Trevor Lawrence? You've got to think about getting to a Super Bowl, getting to a championship game at least. At least has to be the goal for next year. But overall, it wasn't a bad year for the Jags. But again, 9-8, choking in the fucking last few games of the season. Yeah. But let's see what they can do next year.